Hey everyone, Couch Investor here, back with another Pinterest video for you today. In today's video, we're going to discuss why I believe Pinterest is going to be a $100 stock in the year to come. Obviously, it will have to compete with the likes of Facebook, Twitter, and Snapchat for that ad revenue. But in my opinion, the specific audience going to Pinterest is very, very special. We're going to discuss all of that in this video. We're going to look at the charts. Obviously, I've covered Pinterest before. I've covered Facebook as well. I believe Facebook is going to be the next $1 trillion company. If you haven't watched that, it's going to pop up in the top right corner, as well as all my other videos on Pinterest. But before I go into this video, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, we're on our way to 4,000 subscribers. So please hit that subscribe button. It will really mean a lot to me. And if you like these videos, leave it an early thumbs up, as it helps me grow the channel and get my videos out there. So without further ado, let's dive into this. Alright, so a quick recap. I think since my last time I covered this video, it was just after earnings. So there's a huge gap here. Obviously, support was held perfectly here, right around $32, $33, which is perfect. Now we are breaking the major resistance line, which was $40. The market opened at $41, which is perfectly, that means we have broken that. Now, obviously, we will try and stay above that $40 mark and make that a support line. Now, looking at the larger picture, for example, we can see that Pinterest has been going up pretty steadily, nowhere near the uptrend line in the grand scheme of things. So be aware for maybe some sideways movements or maybe even a drop again below the $40 if that doesn't hold. All right, so for some of you that don't know, at the end of the second quarter, Pinterest has said that it has 416 million monthly active users on its platforms, exceeding both Snapchat and Twitter on monthly active users, which is huge, as well as an increase of 25% of its user base over the last year, each and every quarter. Now also, by the way, Pinterest, since I think a week or so ago, is the #1 free app on the Apple App Store, beating TikTok and Zoom, which could mean an increase again of users. Maybe we'll see that in the next earnings report, but that's just a cool little stat right there, seeing Pinterest as the #1 free app downloaded on the Apple App Store. All right, so now something that I've already covered in previous videos, but in May, Pinterest has announced a partnership with Shopify. That means that they have integrated with Shopify, meaning that people that are selling on Shopify could automatically create pins that will link their products to Pinterest. And when somebody clicks it on Pinterest, it will link them automatically to their stores. Probably they will take some percentage of that sale. Probably those on Shopify are paying a little fee or something for their pin to be promoted on Pinterest. But this is just one of the main reasons and one of the main things Pinterest is doing to monetize its growing audience by partnering up with a couple of e-commerce platforms, because e-commerce, because of the pandemic, has become a huge thing. Obviously, we've seen lots of e-commerce companies and stocks rising in price and growth numbers this year. Actually, in the first half of 2020, the number of users that came to Pinterest for commercial intent, meaning that they came to Pinterest to buy something, grew 50% this year, which is insane. And this is one of the huge advantages Pinterest has over its competitors, is that people that go on Pinterest already have their wallet open, because you don't go on Pinterest just to talk with people. You go on Pinterest to browse something. If you want to have maybe a birthday party, a wedding, if you're moving, if you're redecorating your home, you're going on Pinterest to get inspired and probably to buy something new. If you go on Facebook, you just go to scroll and see pictures. If you go on Twitter or Snapchat, same thing. Look at stories, look at tweets, retweets, etc. You don't really go there to spend money. And that's something people that go on Pinterest are actually doing. It's spending money. Now let's talk a bit about the numbers. Now, although ads bring in nearly all the company's income at the moment, increasing its effort via social e-commerce, like we've seen with Shopify, is the right move. Consumer adoption of digital shopping has surged during the pandemic, and a stunning 90% of Pinterest users who pin weekly end up making a purchase decision based on their browsing. Now, like we've seen with other platforms and other companies, obviously advertising has been cooling off because of the pandemic. Major companies have reduced their spending of advertising during the first 6 months of this year. So that's why we've seen maybe a decrease in revenue in Pinterest earnings report. So this year, actually, second quarter revenue only increased by 4%, which in other words is only 70 cents average revenue per users compared to 88 cents just the year before that. Now comparing that to Facebook, for example, it's nothing because Facebook has almost 10 times the average revenue per user at around $6.91. Obviously, Facebook has a bigger platform, I think around 5 times what Pinterest has. But again, people that go on Facebook are less likely to buy stuff and spend money than people that go on Pinterest. Obviously, since Facebook is a huge platform, advertisers might advertise more as of now on Facebook, so pay more advertising money to Facebook rather than to Pinterest, but hopefully, and in my opinion, that will change along the way. Now, to conclude this hypothesis on why I believe Pinterest is going to be worth $100 per share in the year to come, obviously I could be wrong, but in my opinion, this is going to happen, in my opinion, in the year to come, but maybe I'm mistaken, it will take a bit more time, but we're going to see about that. But overall, if you look at the market cap, for example, for Pinterest right now, it's at around about $25 billion. Compare that to Facebook, who's above the $500 billion. There's still a huge growth ahead of us. Obviously, there's not going to be 2 billion users on Pinterest, but in my opinion, it could reach, for example, the $100 billion market cap, in my opinion, in the years to come, and that will probably more than double the stock price right now. But that's not all. I still believe Pinterest is going to monetize its growing user base. As of now, the average revenue per user is pretty low, but if they can partner up with more social e-commerce platform, attract more advertisers, because again, one of the major things Pinterest has that Facebook hasn't is not having scandals each and every year, something that Facebook is actually having right now, usually boycotts from advertisers that want Facebook to change their policies. I think people that use Pinterest are pretty happy with how the platform is dealing all the political issues. There is no political campaigns allowed on Pinterest, which is, I think, a huge positive thing for advertisers and for people that use the platform. So overall, that's my hypothesis and why I think Pinterest is going to be worth $100 in the year to come. That will be it for this video. If you liked it, consider leaving a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed yet to this channel, we're on our way to 4,000 subscribers, so hit that subscribe button. And as always, guys, take care, stay safe, and see you all in the next video. Bye bye.